Transformers reviews, tech and the news, whatever else I use as a muse. Hit subscribe, I appreciate the views. Influences interest on YouTube.
Hey, what's going on? This is Influence, and today I have KFC's Smithereen, which is one of their Junkions. You know, they released a whole bunch of Junkions after Wreck-Gar that were all different in subtle ways. But this guy I really liked because of his chest wheels, I think, more than anything. I just wanted a different Junkion, a more different looking one. There are a couple other ones that I think I'm gonna get after fooling with this guy because I really like it, and they really fix some of the things that were wrong. Some of the things are still fidgety, and there's a lot of parts forming on here. If you don't like that, doesn't bother me at all, because I mean, it probably would be hard, and I like the playability that it gives to have all the parts come off, so then you can rearrange and do what you want. You can use other parts from other Junkions onto here and vice versa. So I like that a lot. So the parts forming doesn't matter. A couple clearance issues, of course, dealing with KFC extra transbots. That's what it is. So let's just get into this and go over accessories first. So accessories wise, they're all on him. So showing this guy, you get this as an accessory, which is the back tire. This double piece that is his weapon is an accessory, but it's the axle. I really like that. These are accessories that can come off. I'm going to take one off, but I'm going to leave them on for the robot, for the review. But they just peg into his arm up here on the side, and they peg pretty well. These are an accessory. They do come with it, but it does come out because it forms the inner tire, and we'll get there during transformation. I really like what they did here, and I think it was smart. A lot of smart things, even though I know people don't like parts forming, but of course you have the tire parts forming. You have this, which becomes the second tire inner piece. I just put that there just so this didn't move, so it's more like functional, I guess. I don't know. And you have these things, these spikes. Now you can take these spikes out. You can put them on the legs like that. You can put them on the forearms. Doing motorcycle, you can take them out and put them where you want. I just leave them here because I don't mess with them. I just leave them there doing on a motorcycle as well. These orange caps, which I'm not sure, come to think about it. No, yeah, it's the, yeah, what is it for? I don't remember what these are for. I don't know if they have any functions. Tell you the truth. Well, they can be used to peg this weapon onto various parts. You see, it's just the tire that goes together. I really like that in these parts. We already really went over it, but yeah, I really like that they did that with this. Be careful, they are sharp. But yeah, just realizing that these things are to peg in, so you can peg it in if you want on the side, like up here. For some reason, I don't know. You get directions. I didn't use the directions. I remembered how to transform this guy. It's not hard. I figured out almost everything on my own. I did look through to make sure I was doing the tire right, because it is difficult to take apart. So I thought maybe I was breaking something. But other than that, I transformed this guy just like Wreck-Gar, and it wasn't that difficult at all. But we shall see. I'm going to go to vehicle mode, and then in a separate video, I'll go back to robot mode. And here's the box. Normal KFC box for their Junkions. And compare him to one of the only people that he can be compared to, Wreck-Gar. So you see the differences. Color schemes the same somewhat, but just different amounts of color. And faces are different. I do like that. And they compare well. It's the same mold basically. So it is what it is. I am ordering another one of these. I did order this. I like the way he looked, but I thought maybe I would keep him in motorcycle mode and have him on my shelf and have Redguard ride him. Guess what? I like him so much, the way he looks, that I'm leaving him in robot mode next to Redguard on the shelf. So I'm going to order another one for motorcycle mode. Maybe. I don't know. I might get that one and like it as well. Might be an army builder. I don't know. But so we can take this wheel off. It's just normal wheel. One of the gripes maybe, I don't really care, but these spikes are painted orange. These spikes are not. Not sure why they did that. So the tires look different when they're on. And here you can take this off as well while we do articulation. So articulation, you can see his head sculpt. His sculpt's really nice. These fall down and they'll just be down and you won't know how. I assume you hit them while you're fooling with all this stuff, but who knows. So you can get a tiny bit side to side. You get down and you get way up. Again, I showed these move. Shoulder pads you can take off if you want. Has pretty soft ratchets going all the way around, which is all right. Actually, that's not the joint. You can only get here because of these shoulder pads. Like I said though, if you take them off, you get 90 degrees out, so that can be an issue, but you can take it off and maybe, I don't know, maybe put them on. I know it goes like this, but I was just trying to get them on maybe differently, or pose them like that on your shelf. Just stick it on there. It's not too bad. It's not gonna go anywhere if you have it on your shelf, if you need a pose like that as it falls. Then you have bicep swivel right here. It's pretty tight. They did tighten all the joints. You have double jointed elbows that get you the full range. And you also can go back, do the transformation really. You got wrists that spin all the way around. This is the first that this has happened. So I took off the whole hand so you can see it's like two points. That's not good, but they don't move anywhere. You do have articulation ball joint and articulated at the base knuckle, and that's it. You get those type of hands that's holding stuff or forming a fist. So as I'm manipulating this on camera, of course, stuff is falling off, but you can't really push this thing. That's my fault. But you can get 360 on the waist, and I do like that they did split this so you can still get the waist and it still looks cool when you have it straight on. It's doing that now, so that's a gripe for me then. Yeah, if this fist is going to keep falling off, it's not a good thing. And this right here, I don't know, maybe I didn't transform this right. This little thing right here is the first I've really noticed that you can push out and have that. So that's articulated. You have the skirts go up to about here. You can take this off and get this whole thing up, which is due to transformation. Really? So if you need it, you can get that all the way up like that, and then you can get all the way out and about like that, so it doesn't do the full hurdles. And it's soft ratcheted, and you go to the side, and it's friction, but you can get the full splits even without this being there. And there you go. You have this thing back here that moves. You can move it up like that if you need to. If you want pictures or something you don't like it showing, because it does show when it's down. Looks weird. You got thigh swivel at the split joint here. You do have 90 degree on the knee, and that's it. Foot goes down all the way. It's no independent. well, there's a little spur that's independent somewhat, but you can get that, and you get a rocker about that much. This right here is from the sticker. I got to try to get it off better. It was the the quality control sticker that I don't know if I believe. No, like I said, this is a better figure than their previous releases, or Retgar, I should say, because they've had other releases. Also, I forgot there's other accessories. There are handlebars and this is in there like that. There's handlebars and mirrors that can actually stay on now. Retgars I know would come off if you kept them on doing transformation. So that's cool. So again, these fell off, so I took just leave them off, because doing transformation you need all of these parts. You can take this off because I'm going to transformation now. Take this off, this off. Now I'm gonna show you some tips. Now this is going to combine together and go in the middle of this. Might as well do it now. So you just fold this over, and then you want to combine this. This is so hard. You want to put this in here. What I do is lift that up a little bit, put it in there. It'll stay in there as long as all this is together, but this has a tendency to come open up a little bit because it's just there. It's not really hooked on or nothing. But now you gotta, there's a little notch here, or a little notch hole that this notch goes into. It's really hard. So what I found is if you like work it in like this, it works a little better, and you see it goes in. It's really hard if you just try to insert it. Not great. This you want to close together, but don't close it all the way, just enough so you can get this in there, put it out a little bit, because if you put it in before you close it, it's hard because the knives or the swords or whatever hit. So then you just close this together. And this is another thing that gets a little difficult. Gotta make sure this is exactly where you need it. And I don't know if it's like when you look in there, it's like little notches. I think they line up with the spikes that's on this thing right here. I can't really, oh, you can see a little bit to this in order to close that, and you see it's closed pretty easy, because I think those notches is where you line up. And then you got a tire, so you got two tires, and you have this. You can take this apart just to get ready, and there we go with that. Now for this guy, pretty easy. However, there are a few tricky parts. I'm gonna pull this out. Now this is where this stuff is, and you can see, and it gets a little hard to do. It's a double hinge here that you can kind of pull back some, and then as you're moving this out, you want to move this to the side, and you can see it's a little clearance right there. Like, you just got to get it just right as you're moving it, and then move it around here. So then when you move it, you can see all the brakes in the mirror. So you have that. Now what you got to do, which is super difficult, is you want to move this up, and you got to get this around this, all of this. Right here, I move these mirrors out to the side. I'm just trying to show you how to do it without taking all the stuff off. But as you can see, it's really like passing through. And then once you get that, then you can move it down a little, and you can kind of maneuver the windshield down like that, and should be able to push it all the way through. Once you get these through, you should move this up, and then you can maneuver that down, and it is a little bit easier doing it that way. I do see some speckles of silver, so I'm assuming it's from this. But there you go. That's probably the hardest part of this transformation. Then you want to move this up a little, because you want the head in before it. So turn this around. It is tight on the ball joint, but then you move this down like that, move this up, and just keep it in this. Now what you want to do is move these arms around like this. Move these arms, make sure you make a fist. Move these arms around like this. Now with these up, it's these little panels right here that you can move it all the way in. Move that back a little bit, and it's going to be tilted a little bit. This joint right here going to be tilted like that, and then it'll fit. And then this can fit in like this, and you can kind of tell. It'll probably come off again, but you can tell where you're at with it. Leg time. Move this open like that. Undo this, and this comes here and soft tabs into there. It's really a soft tab. I wish it would have been a hard tab, but move this again. Do the same thing over here. Just accordion it, and sounds like hard tab, but it's not really. You can pull these up, and don't forget, I did forget one part of the arms. You want to move this like, and that hand is gonna bother me. That's a big gripe. See, it's little stuff like this that KFC X-Trans bots do a disservice to themselves. That should have been glued or something, because it's not supposed to come off. So should have had some glue there. But move the hand like this so you can get access to this tab. It's just easier to have the hand like that. Then you just move it back to a fist. Move it back down. Again over here. Move it palm towards the tab so you can get access to it. It's just easier. And once you get all this stuff right, you can kind of situate it. But now you want to take this crotch and move this up, and these will go up too. And you can figure out where it goes, because there's two tabs here that's going to tab onto the inside of the legs. Now back to the legs. Move this down, and then move this up. And you see this hole right here, this go into there on both sides. You also want to move the foot out, spin it around like this while moving this peg in. So move the foot out, spin it around like that, move this in, and it'll be like this. Then you can pull these out kind of like that. The fist is going to go in there, but I'll show you. It'll go in. It'll go back in on its own, and I will show you how to combat that. So once you move these legs up, you know you got them in the right position, because those things will be in there. They kind of like soft tab in, and this is where you start to form the motorcycle. So you can see where these tabs will tab into right there and right there. So you can kind of see where you're supposed to be at, and then you can get the arms situated where you should be, because the fist will tab in, and those tabs will tab into the feet here. So you can get those in like that. Again over here, make sure that tab stays out. I move this up, kind of get that tabbed in, and this is what I'm talking about. See how that you just have to move this, not in focus. So there we go. Kind of move these to situate and get the arm situated. Again, it's going to be like at an angle like that. So there we go. See how that fits into there? Make sure that's all the way down. That's what I messed up at. Make sure that's all the way down into there, into that groove. And they sit like this. A little crooked right now. See this stuff? And this is where it kind of falls apart until you can get it right. So let's situate this so it's not crooked. Get these tabs in there. And you know what? I'll worry about that because I still have to get the tires in. Now this got a little sideways for some reason. Don't know why. But we can do that and do that. And then this, if it's not already slid out, it goes into the second tabs. These tabs are for robot mode. Second tabs are for motorcycle mode. There we go. And this tab is not right, but I will worry about that. Now, before I put the tires on, I get this situated. This splits apart. Kind of, I move it up like this and let it go down all the way and then spin it around like this just to get it in the position. And there's a tab there and tab there that it can go in. Again, I'll show that because if not, it comes off the ball joint. So I put it this way, then I get this in position down where it's supposed to be, then flip it around like that, then peg it in, and there you go. Now you can peg in these that go in. You gotta figure out which way. Here we go. Whichever way they fit, like that and like this. Give some character to the saddlebags. Now we can worry about, it doesn't really matter which side you put the orange one in, so I'll just put it in the back because I like the black wheel in the front. And you just sandwich this in between there and there. Now I'm going to worry about this tab. Just there we go. So now it's all together good. Get this situated again. Unfortunately, only goes on one way. This side goes on like this. It has a hole and a peg, and then on this side it's a peg and a hole. So it fits there like that. Then this side is a hole and a peg and peg hole. And this side is super tight. When I'm going back to try to get it out, I don't know. But then you can move this every which way that you want. Again, you want to move this down here and get this pegged in. It's two pegs right here, that peg right there. Got to move it around and then flip it out like that. That's how it goes. Now I peg this in. Usually these are out, but then you can figure out how you want these things situated so they look right. And take the tire, put it in here. Might have to tab this back on. And he has a couple kickstands that help with the resting, I should say. Here we are, done. And it's cool. It's cool. Got the bike. Again, this is coming up. that just started is probably from the wear. And yeah, and actually it's not bad when you put the kickstands up. It actually kind of rests like I would expect the bike to rest on the kickstand, instead of just being propped up. Like it's on the tires and it's resting, which is what I like. And seat rack guard riding. And there we go. I mean, it's a little big, but that's what it was. That's what it was. Great figure. And there are a few things like this that keeps popping up. Not sure. This thing comes off sometimes. Let me see. Yeah, I can pull it out. It's just pegged in there. That might need some glue. Again, there's just a few things that they've missed that I wish they didn't. Like just putting glue on the hands or whatever they put to make it stay. Like that should have been instead of just a peg. What else? Anything else? No, I can't think of too much else. This stuff back up here is kind of a pain to get out, and to go back is difficult. But you can get the handlebars to move, like they look like they're moving, and you can actually move these too. But it doesn't go up as much to get good movement because it's not like a chopper. It's right under there. These things come out a lot. But again, that's nitpicking. The wheels do move. It's just the tabs are loose. So, like I said, you can use the kickstand as well, and it's fine. It doesn't cause that pressure to push it up. I guess that's why they put those kickstands on there. All right, so if you enjoyed this review, I appreciate it. Do everything you need to do for YouTube to pick up my video, and I would appreciate everything. See you in the next one. Peace.
You know, life ain't no, life ain't no, life ain't no. As long as you alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want it.